Olá pessoal, sejam bem-vindos para mais um vídeo de inglês. A seguir este vídeo eu vou. ahm, não, eu estou indeciso se vou continuar com matemática ou vou fazer já o teste de português. Acho que vou fazer primeiro o teste de português e depois vou para a matemática. Mas vai ser matemática a doer, ok? Pronto. Assim, pessoal, hoje o vídeo vai ser de inglês, mais um. Ahm, e pessoal, aliás, nós, calma, ainda tenho que fazer mais um vídeo de inglês. Ixi, bem podre. Oh, tenho que falar inglês. Espera aí. Hello, fellow people. So, comrades, today we will learn how to make an opinion text. So, if you don't know what an opinion text is, how do you not know, honestly? Because you just have to give your opinion on things, on subjects. Okay? That's the purpose. So, I'm gonna say here a lot of things that might be important for your test because I'm gonna count the opinion test too much, okay? So, I'm gonna divide this video by three parts: introduction, development, and conclusion. As you might know, those are the three parts that a text has. Okay, so the lines. Imagine if I ask for 200 words for you to make. You have to make at least like 20 lines, okay? And if I say in the test, make 15 lines, you have to make like 150 words. And there's no maximum, that's just the minimum, okay? So minimum 200, okay? At least. But I don't think I'm gonna ask for 200 because on Portuguese tests, I should ask more than that. So, no, I'm not gonna ask for it. But, so, the lines in the introduction got to be like at least like 2 lines, okay? At least 2 lines. In the development, at least like 15 lines, 13 lines. Yeah, at least 13 lines. And in conclusion, at least 2 lines, okay? Yeah, yeah. Now, this is only if I ask for 200 words, okay? The lines don't really matter, okay? It's just, oh yeah, that's it. Now, let's talk about the contents. What you have to talk about in each part of the text. So, in introduction, you have to mention the topic that you're going to talk about in the text, and you have to comment on a quote of the topic, okay? You have to comment on a quote. Imagine if I say a quote like, "Do you agree with Do you agree that South Sudan should be independent?" Imagine like that. Obviously, I'm not gonna tell you to make an opinion about that because that would be difficult, and you must have had like South Sudan history lessons, so obviously I wouldn't ask it. But imagine if I asked that phrase. You had to make a text about that where you comment on the quote, okay? And the development would be the reasons why you that's your opinion, okay? But anyways, that doesn't matter. So in also in an introduction, you have to state your point, okay? You have to state your perspective on the phrase I give you, if I give you. Okay, that's the context. All right, now we have the development. Okay, for the contents of the development, you have to explain the topic. You have to explain what I added on the test. Okay, so you have to talk about that. Okay, explain the topic. Nothing to explain about that. Next, you have to explain the pros and cons. Okay, if you don't know what a pro and a con is, pros is basically like good things, and the cons are basically the bad thing. Anyways, guys, so explain the topic. Okay. Next is the pros and cons, right? So pros is like the best, like a good thing about the topic. Okay. For example, imagine if I say, "What's your opinion on France, for example. I'm always saying examples of countries, but whatever. What's your opinion on France? Pros is like the good things, and cons are the bad things. Like the good things are the advantages, and the cons are the disadvantages. Pá, desvantagens, ok? Vantagens e desvantagens, pronto. Pros é coisas boas, da tua opinião sobre as coisas boas do tópico, e cons é coisas más sobre o tópico que tu achas, até o ponto. E deixa-te explicar o porquê, ok? Whatever, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Now the next is examples. You have to give examples for what you're talking about. Imagine my opinion on Iran. Okay. You have to give examples. Okay, examples of why do you hate that country. Oh, I hate that country because there was a person that I disliked. Uh, for example, imagine if the president destroys something, whatever. For example, examples of why you hate that. Okay, you hate or like it, or why do you agree? Give an example. Why do you agree or disagree with the topic? Okay. Next is state your opinion or position. All right, this is almost the same as the introduction, but now you have to really state your opinion. Nothing else more to say. Just state your opinion. Just show what's your perspective or position on the topic I will give you for the test. Okay. And now, for the conclusion, the contents that you have to talk about is the moral view, que é a moral da história. Okay. Pronto. And which is your opinion, your conclusion, which is like. So, in conclusion, the moral of the story is don't be a jerk, for example. Because you have to give your opinion on things. So this is the moral, okay? Next up, you have to rephrase the topic, okay? You have to like give an answer, a quick answer to the topic. Imagine if it says, I'm sorry, let's stop with what's your opinion? So, okay, what's your opinion on the German war, for example? Okay, I'm sorry. You have to answer for that question, but in a very small answer. For example, oh, and in conclusion, I found the war a horrible thing to do. Okay, something simple. It doesn't have to be like, okay, something simple. Okay, and last but definitely not least, don't know why I say that, but future perspective. Okay, obviously, guys, you're not obligated. You're not forced to do all of these topics that I'm saying in conclusion. Like, you don't have to do all of them. The moral, rephrase the topic, future perspective, because it's only like 2 lines minimum. Okay, so don't worry too much in the introduction and conclusion. Okay, just focus more on the development. But anyways, for future perspective means that what you will think in the future about that topic. Okay, do you think you will stay with that opinion? Do you think you will stop respecting that opinion in the future? You think you will disagree in the future, etc. Okay. Anyways, so now I don't think we have time. Actually, we have time. Okay, we have time. Okay, so now that we talked about contents, now we will talk about linking words, which is words that you can use on your text to enhance, para ficar melhor, ok? Para ficar melhor o teu texto, para ficar mais construído melhor, ok? Pronto. Sorry, but there's some things that I have to speak in Portuguese in order for you to understand, okay? Now, for introduction, you have to beam the quote in the mind, okay? You have to focus, okay? I'm sorry, focus what? No. This is what you can say. Beaming the quote in mind. I don't really like this one, okay? Beaming the quote in mind. I mean, it means that, like, na minha mente, eu acho que é um bocado estranho, né? Mas pronto. Oh, I love this one. It's like, I almost use this one. In my point of view. So this is for introduction. So, in my point of view, okay, meu ponto de vista, pronto. Anyways, that's basically it. According to the quote, for example, according to the quote, it says that Angola should still be from Portugal. Okay, for example, obvious. And that's what I'm gonna talk about in this video, which I'm gonna talk about in this text. I don't know why I said video, but okay, that's basically the introduction. So according to the quote, it says that we should legalize abortion. And in my point of view, uh, now you can add the other linking words, okay, which is very nice actually. You can add obviously more than one, more than 5, more than 17. You can add all of them, okay? The more the better, okay? Just so guys, I have low storage, so we have to do this fast, okay? Anyways, for the development, there's sequencing, adding, contrasting, and concluding, okay? So, in sequencing, we have to start with, alright, so we're gonna start off with, anyways, blah blah blah. We have firstly, I kinda agree with this because blah blah blah. We have secondly, but this is for the second topic you're gonna talk about, because in the development you kinda have to have two topics on the based off the argument I just told you. Secondly, I think this is kind of rubbish. Anyways, at least, or no, at least yes, at least there's something good about this, you know? For example, we have finally, for example, when you're trying to finish an argument, finally, I think this is trash. Obviously, it's gonna be like that. To sum up, we normally don't use this one, but to sum up the ideas, whatever, or in short, okay, kind of. Now this is for sequencing. Now for adding information. In addiction, okay, so in addiction, I still think that is a good product. And obviously you have to have the and okay, and okay. Also, which is to add more information, obviously. Also, I think Pepsi is better, which is not. Furthermore, look, you have to use this one in this ear. Furthermore, I think it would be better, okay? Besides, oh, yes, besides could be used in very so much situations. Like, besides, I have that, so I don't think that product is useful. Both, okay, you have both, but I don't know. Another reason is that I don't think that will work anyways. Right, that's for adding. Now, for contrasting, okay, we have however, which is the image, contrasting image, okay? However, I think that's actually pretty good, even if I don't like it. Although I don't really find interesting. On the one, look, this is expression like that English people use. On one hand, I think it's good. On the other hand, I still think it's useless. For example, on the one hand and on the other hand, okay, I think that's pretty. I like that one, even though I like that, even though it still has some problems. For example, or yet, oh yet. I like that, yet it still has some problems. For example, too. Despite the character, I still think she's awesome. For example, now we have concluding, which is therefore, I think it's weird. In conclusion, obviously we already used this one, and that's why you should always use a pencil to write things, which is pretty obvious. Yes, guys. Now for the conclusion, we have for linking words. To sum up all this information, for example, we have in short, okay, we have finally, again, I think this is awesome. Above all that information I just gave you, I still think that's good. Or to conclude, alright, to conclude this video right now, I think this was a good video after all. Anyways, guys, and it was really a nice video to do. Okay, so goodbye, basically. Bye bye. That's basically it. This, I know this video was long. Aliás, vá, agora esqueço o inglês. Este vídeo foi mesmo grande, ok? Inglês. Acho que já estamos a finalmente ter vídeos de inglês grandes, que era exatamente o que eu queria. E é basicamente isso. Então, e é isso. Enfim, o vídeo fica por aqui. E vejo-vos no próximo vídeo, ok?